Good morning, class. Today we are going to start a new chapter. We are going to be starting chapter 6. In chapter 6, we will discuss polygons, defining them, distinguishing between regular and irregular types. Join me as we uncover the fascinating properties of polygons, setting the stage for a deeper understanding of symmetry. But before we do today's lesson, we need to do our usual mental work. So take out your activity book, write today's date, and write question 1 up to 10. Our mental work today is 10 questions. I'm giving you 30 seconds to prepare. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm going to start now. Okay, let's start. You have about 5 seconds to answer each question, so you need to be fast. Okay, all right, let's start. Okay, thank you so much. I hope we all got the answers correct. Is there anyone who needs any help on any of those questions? No one? Okay, thank you so much. Now let's move on to today's lesson. Okay, let's move on to today's lesson. So, as I said before, today we are doing chapter 6. We're going to be talking about chapter 6 is on symmetry, but today we are going to focus mainly on polygons. Let's dive into our learning goals for today. We are going to uncover the fascinating world of polygons. Firstly, we'll clarify what a polygon is. Think of it as a shape with straight sides. Simple, right? But there is so much more to explore. Secondly, we'll learn to differentiate between regular polygons, those with all sides and angles equal, and irregular polygons where this uniformity is not present. Lastly, we'll delve into the properties that make polygons unique and intriguing. These properties help us understand how polygons fit into the broader concept of symmetry. As we move forward, please consider how these shapes appear in your daily life. You might start noticing them more often after this session. Let's take a moment to look at how regular polygons are used in our everyday lives. Think about house designs, from the floor tiles beneath our feet to the patterns decorating our walls. Regular polygons play a crucial role. They create spaces that not only look beautiful, but also feel balanced and symmetrical. This symmetry is a key feature of regular polygons, making them a popular choice in design. It's fascinating to see how something as simple as a geometric shape can have such a significant impact on our surroundings. As we move forward, we will explore what defines a polygon and distinguish between regular and irregular ones. Let's dive into the basics of polygons. So, what is a polygon? A polygon is simply a two-dimensional shape with only straight sides. To give you some familiar examples, think of the following. Think of the triangle, think of a square, or the pentagon. The key takeaway here is that polygons are defined by their straight sides. There are no curves involved, which sets them apart from other shapes. So, if you have a circle is not a polygon because its sides are not straight lines. Polygons have got straight lines. Remember, understanding the fundamental idea of a polygon will help us later when we explore their properties and how they appear in the world around us. On this slide, we are exploring the difference between regular and irregular polygons. First, let's look at regular polygons where all sides and angles are the same. Picture a perfect square or an equilateral triangle. Each side is equal and each angle is identical. So this side and this side and this side and this side, they are all equal. This angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle, they are all identical, they are all equal. So we call this shape a regular polygon. Now let's contrast this with irregular polygons. These have sides or angles that differ. Think of a scalene triangle where no sides, no angles are the same. We can also think of a rectangle. This side and this side, they are not equal. However, the angles are equal, but all the sides are not equal. Therefore, we say this is an irregular polygon. So, for a regular polygon, all of the sides are equal, all of the angles are equal. Understanding these differences helps us to recognize and appreciate the symmetry and balance in irregular polygons, and the variety and uniqueness in irregular polygons. Let's dive into the properties that define a polygon. Firstly, polygons are made up of straight sides. These sides meet at points called vertices. This is a fundamental characteristic of all polygons. Secondly, angles are formed where two sides meet. These angles are crucial in determining the overall shape and the type of the polygon. Now, let's talk about how we name polygons. Sides. The number of sides dictates the name. For example, a shape with 3 sides is called a triangle. So this shape, it is called a triangle. It has got 1, 2, 3 sides. And a shape with 4 sides. So this shape has got 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, then 4. It is called a quadrilateral. So we count the number of sides on a shape. That number is the number we use to give that shape a name. These basics are very essential to understanding more complex properties of polygons, so keep them in mind as we move forward. So in this slide, we are now going to look at different types of polygons, and then we are just going to explain a little bit on their properties. So the first shape is equilateral triangle. What does equilateral mean? Equilateral means all the sides equilateral means all the sides, 1, 2, 3, all the sides in this triangle are equal. A triangle has got 3 lines of symmetry. A line of symmetry is a line which divides a shape into 2 identical, let me just change my color, hold on. So a line of symmetry divides a shape into 2 identical parts. So one line of symmetry, oh, this is too big, let me delete it, let me find a thinner marker, let me try this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3 lines of symmetry. Then, so 3 lines of symmetry. Then order of rotational symmetry is 3. What does order of rotational symmetry mean? It means if you rotate the triangle 90 degrees. It looks exactly the same as it did before you rotated or changed its orientation. Then each angle inside the triangle is equal. So this is 60, this is 60, this is 60. Let's go on to the next type of polygon. So a square has got 4 lines of symmetry. A square has got 4 lines of symmetry. But before we go there, a square has got 4 sides. So a shape which has got 4 sides that are all equal is called a square. Now let's move on to number of lines of symmetry. So lines of symmetry, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then order of rotation is 4. Next shape is a regular pentagon. A regular pentagon has got how many sides? How many sides does it have? 5, yes. So a regular polygon has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lines of symmetry: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the next shape is a regular hexagon. A hexagon has got 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lines of symmetry: 6. Rotational symmetry: 6. Next shape, a shape that has got 7 sides, is called a heptagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sides. Number of lines of symmetry: 7. Order of rotation: 7 also. Then let's move on to an octagon. An octagon is a shape that has 8 sides. Its number of lines of symmetry is 7. Rotational symmetry is 8. Then a nonagon is a shape with 9 sides. Rotational symmetry is 9. Order of rotation also 9. Then a decagon is a shape that has got 10 sides. Number of lines of symmetry: 10. Order of rotational symmetry: 10 also. Now let us move to do a few examples. Let's take a closer look at this example. A square. First, let's determine if this shape is regular or irregular. A shape is considered regular if all its sides and angles are equal. In this case, each side of the square measures 4 centimeters. And all its angles are 90 degrees. This uniformity in both sides and angles means our square is a regular shape. Remember, regular shapes have equal sides and angles, which is simple yet crucial concept. It's a simple yet a crucial concept when analyzing polygons. Example number 2. Let's explore example number 2 together. First, let's count the number of slides in this shape. Once we have identified the number of sides, we can determine the name of the shape. Remember, each shape has a unique name based on its sides. For instance, a shape with 4 sides is called a quadrilateral triangle. Feel free to shout out if you recognize this shape. Okay, anyone with an answer? Okay, so let's count first. How many sides do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's go to our chart which I showed you earlier. A shape that has got 8 sides is a what? 8 sides. So this shape is an octagon because it has got 8 sides. Okay, that's good. Now we will all take out our phones because we are now going to have a Kahoot just to learn more about our topic for today. So please take out your phone. Alright, that was fun, wasn't it? So nice, that was fun. Okay, let's go back to our lesson now. One minute. Let's talk about today's homework. So I've labeled it homework, but we are going to be doing it in class today since we still have some time. You will be working from the learner's book on page 660. Tackling exercise 1. Here's the breakdown. For question number 1, focus on parts A, C, E, and H. Move on to question 2. Then complete parts of A and C of question 3. Don't forget question 4. Finally, finish up with parts A and B of question 5. Remember, the goal here is not just to find answers, but to understand the process. If you're unsure about anything, make a note and we will review it together. Okay. Now, before we finish our lesson, let's just do a recap of the lesson. So let's wrap up today's lesson by reviewing some key concepts we covered. First, remember that polygons are defined by their straight sides. This is an essential characteristic. Next, regular polygons have sides and angles that are all equal. This uniformity is what differentiates regular polygons from other types. Lastly, it's important to be familiar with the names of different shapes. This knowledge helps us communicate ideas clearly and precisely in mathematics. Feel free to ask any questions if something wasn't clear or if you need more explanations. Okay, if there are no questions, that will be all for today's lesson. Thank you very much. Goodbye.